Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Blood Money. Oh god. I've been seeing this game flying around a bit and I've decided to try it out for myself. Now before we get into the game, I should probably level with everybody a bit here. This is not present Nicholas talking. This is editing Nicholas talking. Yup, for some reason when I opened my OBS to do this recording, my OBS decided to not use the Yeti orb like it always does when I start it up every other time, but instead it tried to use my default speaker, which doesn't even work. So basically, my voice is not present in this dang recording. However, after contemplating what to do with the recording, now that I realized that my voice wasn't in it, I decided it would be better to try to voice over it rather than remove it completely. Because this game's pretty popular and it's kind of on the rage right now. At least I think it is. Now, I know that fact alone will probably drive a good bit of people away from this video, but if you're planning to stay despite this, then that's great, because I'm going to try to make this work the best I can. I'm doing this for you guys. With that, enough beating around the bush, let's get into this dark clicker game. Almost immediately after we click new game, we are met with a heart monitor and a very hefty medical bill. And with that, the exhibition of our character is set in stone. We need to come up with 25 grand quickly in order to afford an operation to help us recover from a serious accident. Fortunately for us, the solution to our problems is sitting behind that very stall.
Hey there! My name is Harvey Harvington, and welcome to my booth! Each time you click me, I'll give you $1. Sounds like a sweet deal, doesn't it? Here's a little tip before we start. I always say clicks are like tiny magic spells. The more you believe in them, the more they'll do for you. Just keep clicking and see what happens.
And with that, we're off to start clicking Harvey for $1 per click. Which doesn't seem to be hurting him, which is important to me. Because from what I've heard, in this game, the more pain you inflict on Harvey, the more money you get.
Keep going! You're on a roll!
As Harvey continues to encourage my efforts, I decide to look at the shop to see what's in stock. Which, thankfully, there's only a feather, which does not inflict pain on someone, unless you count tickling as pain.
Every click is a step closer to greatness! Oh, hey, look! You see the shop button up there? When it starts glowing yellow, that means there's a cool new item to buy. Go check it out, buddy.
With that, I've received to buy the feather from the shop for $100. However, it is pretty prominent to me that the next item is a needle. On a brighter note, each click gives me $2, which means we're getting somewhere.
Stop that! Nah, just kidding. Keep going.
Okay, if you insist, Harvey.
Wow, you're really getting the hang of this.
As I continue to tickle Harvey with the feather, which is a sentence I really did not think I'd be saying today, I couldn't help but worry about that $500 needle. The fact that I would have to use that on him did not bode well at all. But I thought to myself, it's just a needle. Surely it can't be that bad, right?
That tickles!
With that, I went to the shop and very, very reluctantly bought the needle. And so that the next item is a freaking error! To make matters worse, it seems that I couldn't switch back to the feather after purchasing the needle.
Oh, hey, you got a needle! Let's see how this goes.
This is when my uncertainty really started to rise. And it really didn't help that you could tell that there's faint TV static in the music now.
Oh, okay. It's not exactly tickling anymore, but you're still going strong.
Harvey was actually experiencing pain from the needle. And once again, I tried to switch back to the feather, but it just wasn't letting me. So I tried to see if I could click on Harvey on a different part of his body that didn't feel as much pain, but it didn't seem to matter where I clicked. The outcome was still the same, which will be proven later.
Wow, you're, really pushing through my pain barrier here.
Given what he just said, it really seems like a needle was doing much more than I really thought it would do to him.
I admire your dedication. Sure, let's go with that. Oh.
The fact that Harvey was still encouraging my actions was really baffling to me at the time. I really didn't like where any of this was going. And as if that wasn't bad enough, when I got to $750, this happened.
Just remember, I'm in here too. But keep clicking. You're doing great. I thought.
Yeah, Harvey, I don't think I'm doing anything great at the moment. Harvey was now showing visible scars on his mouth and the left side of his face. It was at this point I realized that I was actually doing damage to him. With a needle.
Ow, this isn't really fun anymore. But hey, you're over $1,000 now. That's something to be proud of.
Harvey, there is nothing I can possibly be proud of right now. You are bleeding.
I'm just saying, maybe we should take a break and try something else? Like, I don't know, a pillow fight or something less pointy?
If I could switch to a pillow or something, I would. But I really don't seem to have a choice. And as I continued to stab Harvey with a needle, I dreaded, and I mean dreaded, getting that hammer. Because a hammer can actually flip and break bones.
I guess you're the player, so you call the shots. Keep going if you think you can handle it.
And since I'm the player, I'm deciding to call the shot of not buying that hammer. I considered that if I just kept going with the needle, I could get to 25 grand with some patience. And without breaking this guy's bones.
In a way, this is sort of like acupuncture. Really painful acupuncture.
And with that, I continued to poke him with the needle, and praying to God that he does not develop more scars. From this point on, Harvey's dialogue widens out across the amount of money I get, so I'm just left in silence, along with the very unsettling elevator music with a hint of TV static. Along with the already unsettling atmosphere, I really couldn't help but dread when I get done with this route and have to replay the game to inflict as much pain on Harvey as possible. At around $3,000, the shop made a pinging noise informing me that there was a new item in stock. However, I didn't want to buy anything. Besides, when I opened the shop, it still shows the first 3 items and not the new item that costs $3,000 that is supposedly worse than a hammer. This trend would continue throughout this playthrough, with the shop pinging at $6,000, $10,000, and $20,000. Meanwhile, I could only imagine what would be worth so much money that could inflict so much pain on this poor, unsuspecting man.
It's really getting painful. If you could slow down a bit.
I remember, word for word, that my response to this question was, I can try, and then I started clicking on Harvey at a much slower, and I mean disgustingly slower rate. I was pretty desperate to avoid a bad outcome in this situation. Some people would even say that I have a problem, because in reality, it is just a game. However, if you know me, when it comes to certain games, I'm just a little bit too conscious about my actions. Approximately 20 minutes of painfully slow clicking later, we finally reached 10 grand.
Your hands must be really tired. How about we try something else? Something less pointy.
I wish I could, Harvey. I really wish I could. But I can't. And from this point on, I considered that the rate of my clicking didn't really matter because it's still a needle and it's still gonna hurt. Besides, slowing down the rate of clicking not only made this much more monotonous, but it didn't seem like it changed anything. About 3.5 minutes of clicking later, and we're at 15 grand.
How much did you say it was for the operation? 25,000? Oh, well, we're almost there.
I wouldn't say we're almost there, more like just barely over halfway. But still, we're getting close, and that's what matters. From this point onwards, Harvey just stays silent and kind of takes the pain as it is. And finally, after 7 more minutes of clicking, we finally reached 25 grand.
Hey, looks like you managed to get the money you needed for your operation. Another satisfied customer, of course.
And with that, we wave goodbye to Harvey, drive off in our car, and finally get that operation. The most important part being is that we did it all without having to brutally harm somebody. And it even says it in the end sequence, which really marks its importance. I had gotten the good ending, and as you can see from my mouse just flying over the screen all of a sudden, this was pretty great for me. What I didn't like is the fact that they had this music playing at the end as if I did something wrong, but I clearly didn't. And as the credits conclude, we are brought back to the front page of the game. We did it! But as happy as I was, my heart sank much more. I knew what I had to do. and I really wasn't going to like it. With a heavy heart, I booted up a new game, embraced for impact for the impending guilt for my upcoming actions. As Harvey reintroduced himself with a bright smile on his face, I felt really bad for what I was about to do to him. He doesn't deserve this, but I just needed to know. Everything up to the purchase of the needle and getting $1,500 was pretty much the same, except I just felt so much worse because I knew what was coming next. The dreaded hammer.
I guess you're the player, so you call the shots.
Yeah, I guess I do. Oh, God. Oh, no! You know you fudged up if it physically forces you out the shop, and Harvey has something to say about the hammer just from us buying it. Plus, I saw what the next item was.
That's, oh! You bought a hammer? What are you gonna do with that? Look, I know we've had our fun with the needle, but let's not go crazy here, okay? You don't actually want to... I mean, you wouldn't, right?
Oh God, I can't watch.
Ah! Oh God! That's not what I meant! You're not actually gonna keep using that, are you? Tell me you're not gonna use that! You're just testing it out. That's all, right?
I wish. I really wish, man. Just from one click, Harvey now has a bloody nose and bruises. This is not good. And naturally, the music has gained more static. And to top it off, my clicks are no longer making tapping sounds. They're making impact sounds.
Stop! This isn't funny anymore!
It seems no matter where I click, it's like I keep aiming for his face, because I just knocked out one of his teeth! It was at this point I started like half looking away from, half looking at the screen, cause even though I was doing this, I didn't want to see it, man! And it only gets harder to watch.
That's enough! You're scaring me, okay?
Again, really wish my mic was working, because I was really not having fun at this point. I downright hated this.
Please, I'm begging you stop. This isn't a game anymore.
Despite everything, one thing that I was happy about is that I didn't go any further than the needle when getting the good ending. Because hitting Harvey approximately 3,125 times with a hammer was going to feel a lot worse than poking him with a needle.
Each hit, each one feels so real. What's happening to me?
If Harvey was getting extremely hurt and scared from a hammer, I was really worried about what would happen when I got those scissors.
God! Can we please go back to the feather? Heck, even the needle!
Once again, I tried going back to the needle, but it didn't work. So I very reluctantly bought the scissors, and couldn't even make out what the next item was.
What did you just purchase? Scissors? Oh no. Please tell me you're not gonna use those on me. That's a big no, buddy.
Before I tried out the scissors, I tried to get a better look at the next item, and on closer inspection, it's a match! I'm gonna light him on fire! And as mentioned before, it seems like no matter where I click, it always seems to aim for Harvey's face. Because when I decided to try out the scissors, guess where it hit him, of all places? Oh God! You can just tell that I'm disturbed by this fact.
What the hell? My eye! Oh God, my eye! You're a monster! What the hell is wrong with you?
With the addition of more static to the music, it also kind of sounded like you could faintly hear another track entirely.
How could you? How could you be so cool? You've disfigured me!
I felt flippin' awful, dude. And it only gets worse, because he starts addressing me as the player.
I trusted you! I know this is just a game to you, but this isn't a game to... This is my life!
Harvey, believe me when I say that I know that this isn't just a game. Like, this is hurting me, too.
No, you're really gonna keep doing this, aren't you? Look, this isn't harmless clicking anymore. You're seriously hurting me.
Yeah, I can really tell that this isn't just harmless clicking anymore. Heck, that was evident when I got the needle.
God, do you think I'm just some toy for you to play with? I have a life outside this booth.
And yet I continued to harm Harvey with the scissors. And it was only about to get worse, because I just got to 6,000. Harvey, I'm so sorry for this. Oh no, that's a knife!
No! Match? What, are you gonna set me on fire? That's it, I've had enough! Look, I'm sorry if I've been a bit over-dramatic, but this is where I draw the line! No more! You win, okay? You're the best clicker ever, now please! I'm begging you. Just stop before things get really bad!
But I had to keep going. And just like with the scissors, one click, and...
Oh! Ah, my clothes, they're on fire! Help me! Get it off there! Why? Just what have I done to you?
The amount of times I've said I'm sorry at this point is unreal.
Please, no more. I'll give you anything, just don't do this!
Like, he's burning alive, he's crying. Even with a missing eye, he's crying. This is just awful. Everything about this is awful.
I've got friends, family, a pet gerbil. Think of all the people who care about me beyond this!
Oh, I'm thinking about them, alright. I really am.
I could give you a bonus. Yeah. If you stop now, I'll double your money. Actually, I'll give you all the money in the booth. Just have mercy.
Given that I felt so bad for him, I was willing to wait to see if he would actually give me all the money in the booth, and it would lead to some kind of neutral ending. But I waited for about 10 minutes, and nothing happened. So I had to keep going.
No, don't you want this money? What do you want from me? Tell me, and I'll do it. Please, just stop. I have a wife, a son. They need me. Won't you stop? Stop it! For the love of everything holy! I'm sorry! Okay? Whatever I did, I'm sorry! My life is worth more than this game! Please have mercy on me!
I could practically feel my sins crawling down my back, and it was about to get worse. The knife was available to purchase, and there was only one item left, and I had no idea what it was.
A knife? God damn it! You're gonna kill me over this, aren't you? Oh my god, I don't deserve any of this! Look at me, I'm begging you! Don't do this!
Harvey, I am so sorry! Oh no!
Fine then, have your sick fucking way with me! I don't care anymore!
At this rate, I just wanted this to end. I couldn't bear torturing him anymore. Just look at him. He had burns and cuts everywhere. He had a black eye. One of his eyes are missing. His hair is ruined. You can barely even recognize him because of all the blood covering his face.
No more. Please, I can't take it.
I decided to look at the shop again to see if I could tell what the last item is. But you can't even see what it is, let alone what it actually says. It looks like it said kill or something. And as I continued to stab him with this blaring, distorted music, regretting everything, he decided to start attacking me personally, making me feel even worse.
You! I think I figured exactly why you're doing this. You realize that the more pain you inflict on me, the more money you get. Serves me right for trying to do some good in the world, huh? This benefactor gets torn apart by his own hustle. Guess no good deed really does go unpunished.
That hit right in the heart. I'm gonna say that right now.
Twisted son of a... You were never saving up for that operation of yours. You've been saving up for a ticket and... Do you feel good about yourself now? Does this blood money warm your cold, black heart? Look at what you've become. A monster. And for what? My life is worthless just because I'm blind. Past the colors drawn on your screen. You're the one who's nothing. You're the one who's wasted. You're just a sad, lonely soul taking out your anger on someone who can't fight back.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that Harvey isn't even crying anymore? Like, that's just how far we've pushed this man. Just let that sink in.
They should be too scared to do this for you. Wouldn't you? To someone who could fight back too much of a to go out there and torture someone for real. Yeah, I thought so. Because you know if you did, you'd have hell to pay when you come face to face with whatever saw fit to let you exist in this world. I bet you're so comfortable sitting on that chair with yours, clicking away on that little mouse, knowing full well you aren't gonna face any repercussions for what you're doing to me. Oh, you're just pathetic. Just keep clicking. You've got nothing better to do.
And then the music kind of just stops. I'm just left there to continue stabbing him until I get that last item in the shop and end the game. Or at least that's what I thought.
Psych. You think you're really in control. You think you can just keep poking and prodding me like that and I'm just going to take it. You've gone too far, buddy. It's my turn now. Let's see how much you like it when the tables are turned. Click like your f***ing life depends on him.
And so I did. You can't really tell from the images, but he's trying to turn my wrist so I start stabbing myself, eventually using my clicks against me. But I'm clicking way too fast, and he has no chance, unfortunately.
You...
Once again, can we just acknowledge that despite everything we've put Harvey through, he was able to put up a fight? Like, that's some insane pain tolerance right there.
I fucking hate you! You sick f***! I'll make you pay for this! What? I can't do anything, can I? I'm just a bunch of colored lines to you, aren't I? A sad little cartoon you can torture to feel better about your own life. I can talk as much as I want, but you're the one with power here. I'm just a joke to you, nothing more.
Harvey, I don't see you as a joke. I know it may not seem like it, but I really don't see you as a joke. With Harvey missing an arm and being completely defenseless, I made it to 20 grand. It was time to see what the last item was. And it was none other than a gun. This was it. The moment that you've all been waiting for, and the moment I've been dreading.
No, you wouldn't. Please, tell me you're not going to.
I didn't want to. Even our main character didn't want to.
You won, okay? Just don't shoot me.
I'm so sorry.
Fine. Here, take it all. Please, just go away and leave me alone.
And just like that, Harvey had given me more than enough money for my operation. But the game wasn't giving me an option to leave. This was it. I couldn't go back. I had to pull the trigger. There was no other way.
Haven't you had enough? Haven't you put me through enough? Please, just...
The saddest part is, there were 2 other neutral endings I could have gotten, but I missed my opportunities. Had Harvey been able to use my clicks against me, I would have died instead of him. And if I had never bought the gun, I could have gotten enough money and left, and only get a life sentence 3 months later. I would have taken either of those over what was about to happen. And just like that, Harvey was dead. He was gone. I killed him. And I felt so bad. And now it was time to get the operation we had been saving up for. Or not. Apparently things are different this time around. The game wanted to add some insult to injury for everything I'd done by saying that I didn't really need the operation in the first place. So much for the exhibition at the beginning of the game that led us here. With that, our character goes back into his minivan with his $99,999 and drives off into the sunset before the cops can get there, of course. I had gotten the bad ending. The intended ending. Although I won't be playing here, the music does hit much harder after you've actually done the bad ending. And of course, they just had to throw in one more little thing to really solidify what I had done. let's all just have a moment of silence for Harvey. You can skip over this if you want. It's just going to be a moment of silence. I think that's long enough to be considered socially acceptable. Once I had come to terms with what I had done, I figured there was only one right thing to do before I vowed to never play this game again. And that was to boot up a new game and an auto-clicker and get the good ending without ever buying anything. No knives, no needles, no nothing. A pure pacifist route, if you will.
Hey there!
Hey,
My
Harvey.
name is Harvey Harvington, and welcome to...
It just does not feel the same seeing Harvey after you've tortured and killed him in cold blood. Moving past that, however, I started the auto-clicker and let it do its thing. But as you can see, despite the auto-clicker clicking every millisecond, the game seems to limit your CPS. So I'm kind of just stuck at a fixed rate of roughly 8 clicks per second. So this was not going to be a speed run. And to add on to that, Harvey would stop to say something every time I clicked 50 times, so that just slowed me down even more. But I was willing to wait as long as it will possibly take to beat the game like this. Besides, it was the very least I could do for putting Harvey through so much pain and suffering. As I speed up the video here, I just want to thank anybody who's watched all the way up to this point. I am fully aware that our attention spans are absolute garbage, and most of the people probably left you the first 5 minutes of the video. But if you've stayed up until this point, just thank you. Thank you very much. Like, this was a learning curve I did not expect, especially with my voice going missing. Also, I heard that this game has a sequel, so, part 2 maybe? I don't know. I don't feel like doing something like this again for content, but if you really want me to do that, hit subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. Regardless, though, I will consider it, because, again, I don't want to go through this again! And finally, after an uncomfortably long hour and 7 minutes of letting my auto-clicker run, we made it.
Every click is a step. Hey, looks like you managed to get the money you needed for your operation. Another satisfied customer, of course.
And with that, we have gotten the good ending once again. This time without having to buy anything, which means no pain. Absolutely zero. Best ending possible. And as the credits rolled again, I was slightly worried that it would hit me with that jump scare at the very end again. But nope, just sends us right back to the front page. And then I exited the game. Well, that's about it for my playthrough of Blood Money. Again, really wish I could have gotten my reactions, but c'est la vie. I really hope you guys did enjoy, despite, you know, everything. And if you did, thank you for watching. And as always, have a great day.